Without them, I feel like I just would have been out of control, just kept spiraling and not had my health on track the way that it is today. Hi everyone. I just wanted to talk for a moment about what made me invest in my postpartum recovery. When I was postpartum, I had a lot of pelvic floor pain, and also I just wasn't feeling myself, kind of like a lot of moms. So I came across Postpartum Care USA. At the time, it was Postpartum Care Indiana, and I invested because I know I needed the help. My general OB just wasn't helping. I had my one visit, 6 weeks postpartum. Everything was healed. They gave me the clearance, but what they didn't talk about was everything that comes along with it: the mood swings, the nutrition, um, how to cope with a new baby, your husband, family life, just kind of everything and anything. So for me, I knew it was worth the investment in my health, to meet with this team and really figure out my lab work, where my deficiencies were, and to get back on track with supplements. And I actually came back to them after I had my second baby because I just knew things were off, and the investment in itself might seem hefty up front, but I feel like a lot of their packages are catered. They're catered to your needs. It's worth every penny. The education that you get, the one-on-one care. You won't find nurse practitioner postpartum care anywhere else that is so self-involved for yourself, and just the packages that they offer and being able to have that one-on-one experience catered to you is why I made that investment. What was I struggling with specifically? I had children 362 days apart. So the first time I had a lot of pelvic pain. Everything was new to me. I just felt off, very tired, just kind of in that slump. I got pregnant 3 months postpartum. So I really needed to learn how to cater to my body and my needs nutritionally, what my labs were, how I could work through that pregnancy while still taking care of an infant and myself. So my first pregnancy, I was just struggling with almost everything. And the plan was catered to myself as far as vitamins, labs, what to do, how to maintain, very catered. My second pregnancy was a little bit different. I thought I was doing okay. I reached out to Sarah and Stacia, and I was having a lot of brain fog, rage, anxiety, some joint pain, achiness, just a lot of different symptoms. Especially the rage was happening quite frequently. So I reached back out to them. I was like, hey, I think I need some assistance. We rechecked my labs postpartum, and I had Hashimoto's thyroiditis. So that explained a lot of those symptoms. Working with Sarah, we were able to make a plan for the thyroid, nutritionally, supplements, just a whole plan for me on how to work through that. I met with her on a couple different instances to really recheck my labs, check that inflammation, check that everything was healing and all that inflammation was declining. The brain fog was getting better, the rage was getting better, just kind of steps along the way. I'm not completely finished with my package with her. I do have some labs that I have in this fall, but Sarah, Stacia, that whole team, they significantly reduced my symptoms. My antibodies were like 174, and most recently they were down in the 50s. So that's just an example of how much my inflammation had resolved just from doing the work, following the nutrition, following the plans that they have offered. And the brain fog is almost non-existent. The rage still happens. I mean, I have 2 small children, let's be honest, but it was definitely out of control. And it's tenfold better just from being able to take the supplements and the nutrition and giving my body what it needs each and every day. And then the body aches are mostly non-existent as well. So each pregnancy kind of had its own bit of struggles that I dealt with, but overall, symptoms have been reduced tremendously, manageable. And I know Hashis can come back. It can just be in remission, and it can come back. But right now, I feel like everything's pretty status quo, and I'm looking forward to having my labs done again this fall just to see how much everything has improved. And I have the postpartum care team to thank for that. My overall experience was phenomenal from the first time that I used postpartum care all the way through until current. The first time I used them, I had met with Stacia, Sarah, and one of the nurses. I met with the nurse, I think it was every other week, and that overall experience was very educational, very tailored to myself, just great support, just everything from the communication, the answering of questions, just always supportive, always responsive. My experience has just been phenomenal. And this time as well, I had my labs done and Sarah had seen that I was in Hashimoto's thyroiditis, and she was just so caring, just explained everything so thoroughly, was just ready to help in any way, shape, or form that she could, just compassionate care overall. I didn't do the nurse visits with this package, just with Sarah, but everything has just been more than I could ever thank them for. Just without them, I feel like I just would have been out of control, just kept spiraling and not had my health on track the way that it is today. So I have nothing but good things to say. I would recommend them, like I said, tenfold, to any mom in need, any mom with questions about postpartum. They just have such great resources for everything postpartum that you could ever think of. And I'll say again, without them, I don't know where I would be today. Just in regards to health-wise and triggers and just being able to cope with multiple different things. So I can't thank them enough, but absolutely, if any mom would ever want to reach out and talk to me about my experience, or just have questions as well, like, I'm happy to answer anything and just provide my experience to them, because overall it's just been amazing. This team is just here to help. You can tell they're compassionate providers. They really care about postpartum. They really want mamas to thrive and be healthy and just take those next steps to get back to themselves. And you can tell the pride is there. They really care. And you couldn't ask for anything more. So I thank them, and just such kind, compassionate providers.